Hey, I am Pastor Brad Tipton. I am so thankful to meet you here. Hey, I'm excited for you because you are endeavoring to hear the voice of God. And other than getting saved, that's it. I mean, there's nothing more important than hearing the voice of God once you get saved. So I want you to know I'm so excited for you because I've created a five-video series that walks you, a free five-video series that walks you through the process of how to accurately and clearly hear the voice of God. I want you to know I've been saved for 25 years. And for that first 7 to 10 years, maybe, life was just an absolute struggle because I never knew if I was endeavoring in the right relationship. I never knew if when I was giving, if I was just giving money out of emotionalism or if it was really God. I wasn't sure. And when you don't hear from God, everything in life is just a struggle. You don't know if you should take the job or leave the job. You don't know. You don't know what dreams mean. You have a dream, you think it means something, but you're not sure. It's just a struggle. So what I did was I created this five-video series, and it goes through the principles and the steps on how to accurately hear the voice of God. Individuals ask me, they say to me, Brad, well, you hear the voice of God? I go, yeah, I do. They say, well, what does it sound like? The very first thing I cover on the very first video is how to know the sound of God's voice and what the sound of God's voice is like. It's an amazing thing when you begin to hear the sound of God's voice. The other thing people say to me is, Brad, look, to be honest, they say to me, Brad, I ask God questions and he never says anything back to me. It's like it's just absolute silence. Have you ever had that? Where it seems like you ask God and ask God and ask God and you get nothing back? Well, what I do is also in that 7-video series, I walk you through the process of knowing that there are 7 key areas that you can talk with God about that he will always answer like immediately. So those are amazing things to walk through. The other thing that people ask me, they say, Brad, well, are there things that I shouldn't be asking God? Should I ask him about this? There are a couple of areas that it seems that God never answers. And I go into that so that you don't waste your time fooling around with that because time is a precious commodity. And I want you to know that all of us have a limited amount of time. So it's important that you begin to understand that there are some things that God is just not going to talk about. And why? Because he's God. He acts like a God. He operates like a king, and he's very kingly. And there are things that he just decides, I'm not talking about that. End of story. Now, you can ask him when you get to heaven, but now on earth, some things he won't talk about. So go ahead, sign up on this page. I want you to know that when you can hear the voice of God, life is amazing. It's a joy to know when you give, you're happy about giving. When you choose not to give into an area, you're at peace about it. When you endeavor in a relationship, you know for sure, this is God. I'm supposed to be with this person. I'm supposed to be connected with this individual. And when it's time to leave a relationship, even though that other person may be pulling on you and clinging on you, you can say, hey, look, God told me, talk to him about it. You're just at peace financially, in your job, in your money, in your church. Sometimes you don't know when it's time to join a church or leave a church. When you hear from God's voice, you boldly join. And when it's time to go, you boldly leave and you're just at peace with it all. So go ahead, sign up, get this 5-video series that walks you through the process of how to hear the voice of God. And I promise you, your life will never be the same. I'm Brad Tipton, and I will see you inside because when we teach it inside, we teach from our worldwide training center. So you'll enjoy that. So I'll talk to you later.